Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's me, DisBearity here, and today we're going to be watching the Total War Pharaoh Dead Diary #2. We're going to be watching it, breaking it down, and reacting to it. Kind of getting a little bit more excited about Total War Pharaoh and seeing where this game is going to go. Before we get into the video, definitely consider liking and subscribing for more Total War news, Let's Plays, and also reactions. Now let's go ahead and get on to it. All right, all right, all right. Now that we are here for some more Total War Pharaoh. Let's check out and see what this video, what the Dead Diary is all about. Let's see what new, let's see what new we can find here. All right. By the way, I'm still disappointed by the unit cards. Just saying.
Previous Total War titles had a weather system in place. We're trying to improve that for Total War Pharaoh by including a dynamic weather change during battle.
Dynamic
there are
weather.
a few different types of weather: rain, fog, storm, thunderstorm, sandstorm, and sweltering weather.
Okay. So I know y'all probably want me to watch it full, but I'm gonna talk about this part here. So I like that they're adding in dynamic weather and stuff, right? I love that. That's pretty cool. Now the question is, what will it do more instead of just giving our units fatigue and terrible accuracy, right? Like, what if during a thunderstorm, will your units will lightning strike down and maybe hurt your units a little bit or something like that? Like, yeah, it's just random. Let's just call it random, it's like a random numbers generator, and it'll strike somewhere on the map. A couple strikes, I don't know. That will get your your units to maneuver around. Or during a sandstorm, um, with your units, yes, they're going to get tired, but also at the same time, can you find like a small like oasis on the map that you can capture and hold maybe, and it like has a duration basically like has like a 10-second duration to get you. Otherwise, you got to move on. Stuff like that. That's what I'm kind of expecting for Total War Pharaoh here. Well, say Troy, but Pharaoh.
Different types will each have a
To me, that's innovating.
gameplay effect, and they won't only change the environment of the battle, they'll also change the terrain. For example, a rain or storm will create patches of mud on specific places on the battlefield, which the player will have to deal with. So introducing dynamic weather and dynamic terrain change will force players.
I mean, that's fine. I mean,
adapt to
that's
the new
expected.
battle
That's
conditions.
basically being in Total War.
Must
Nothing,
adapt their army and their
nothing too
strategy
special.
depending on the ever-evolving battlefields.
Fighting in the desert it's really hard. It's hot, it's arid, and that's why the Egyptians wore lighter armors. You will see in the game that units with lighter armors have an advantage over, let's say, a unit with a medium or heavy armor. Units with light armor have less penalties,
Probably get tired a lot less.
sand, whilst, let's say, a heavy unit would have a really tough time just going from point A to point B in sand. Another thing that could happen in a desert is a sandstorm could swoop in and just make everything even worse than it already is. So a sandstorm is a bad place to be generally, but a clever general can use it to their advantage. Let's say you want to hide your units away. You can flank in the sandstorm while the enemy's vision is lowered.
Yeah. Okay.
We can't make Bronze Age battles
Using
with
the fog
Egyptians
war
or Hittites without having chariots in them. The Egyptians tended to prefer lighter chariots, while the Hittites tended to prefer heavier chariots.
Okay.
The Egyptians mostly used them as skirmisher units, while the Hittites used them both as skirmishers or melee chariots, where they charged at the enemy, breaking their formations. We have a few different types of chariots.
Hopefully they got the chariot charges down.
Chariots, and there's also two uses for them. They can be used as skirmishers or melee chariots with spears. We've tried to improve chariots by increasing their unit sizes and making them a bit more maneuverable, so that will help the player use them correctly. But at the same time, we've increased penalties to chariots in different terrain types. Heavy chariots will bog down really quickly in mud or sand, making them easy targets for the enemy. Chariots will be extremely powerful, but mismanaging them or bringing wrong chariots to the specific battlefield will have disastrous effects for your economy.
Ancient Legacy in Total War Pharaoh allows the player to follow in the footsteps of the greatest rulers that these two empires had, to do as they did and accomplish the awesome things that they did before them. The starting point that we wanted to create the ultimate sandbox, fitting for a game in Egypt, but we wanted to allow the player to play their way, because faction mechanics have this quality where once you pick a faction, Some rules are set, some rules are defined, and we wanted to spice that up.
Okay, who we have? We have Duck moves to conquer, demonstrate your military savvy by taking city after city with ease. Hashipus, the merchant. I'm sorry, I butchered that, y'all. Don't even worry about that. I'm sorry. A Akhenaten, there you go. The heretic, revive the Aten and subdue all other faith under all encompassing rays of sun. So I feel like it was more like the prayers from Troy.
Faction mechanics choosable. That allows
Khufu,
for a
the
lot
build. I heard of
more
Khufu.
variance in playthroughs. We wanted to focus.
Of course, I
not only
heard
on Egyptians, but on all of
Thought
the
moves. Heard of
different
Khufu. Didn't hear,
cultures
never heard
in
of the other
Bronze
guys
Age world at the
or
time.
folks.
Yes, the game is called Total War Pharaoh, but the Hittite Empire in Anatolia has a very long history of them rising to power. At some point, rivaling that of Egypt, and it was feasible that Hittites maybe could conquer Egypt at some point if they attacked. And also the land connection between Anatolia and Egypt is the coastline of Canaan, where multiple Canaanite factions exist and they have their own culture. We have 2 playable Canaanite factions. Each of them can enter either empire, for example, enter the world of Egypt, rise in power there, and then experience ancient legacy as if they started in the heart of Egypt itself. We want to make mechanics that the player can start their campaign. They can.
Okay, look at the map here. Well, first off, I want to say this. I read somewhere that the reason why they call it Total War Pharaoh is that it's a lot easier to, as a person, to digest. You just can't call the game Total War Bronze Age because no one, half the world doesn't know their own world history to know what the Bronze Age is, right? So Total War Pharaoh is more so easier to digest. Now, of course, in this game, you have Egypt and you have Canaan, you have the Hittites. Now, there is a major missed opportunity here where they should have added in the Mesopotamia. That's why I say this is basically Total War. Well, I agree with some people with this. I want to say this. This is probably basically Total War Troy 1.75, as in 1.0 is basically Troy, but then they try to push it towards being a historical Total War, but they're just not hitting that mark yet, And what I mean by that is you could definitely add in Greece. You can definitely add in Mesopotamia and a lot more there, And then on top of that, you could add in naval battles. So I don't think they're adding naval battles in this game, which I kind of am disappointed in CA when they don't add in naval battles to Total War because you're missing one. That's the crucial thing of historical. That's what makes historical a historical title is when you don't. It's when you have naval. Every Total War game up until what Rome. No, Warhammer. I'm sorry. Had naval battles, especially the historical ones. So it's kind of weird that, well, other than Rum 1 and what do you call Medieval 2, of course. So yeah, I mean, anywho, though, I know I'm getting probably off subject here. This is pretty cool though that you're able to select your your legacy or your starting legacy, which is really cool with the game here. I like that idea. The legacy mechanic does seem pretty
Start
cool.
playing with their faction, and when they see how it's going, they can choose what very epic thing they want to do.
In Total War Pharaoh, the royal decrees are a feature that will be easy to recognize by any Total War player out there. These are the technologies. Royal decrees take a few
That's a
turns
lot of technologies.
to get unlocked once you selected them, and they provide you with various bonuses and various gameplay options. They might make your units stronger, they might improve your economy, they can make your buildings cheaper or more quicker to construct, and also grant you additional slots for the gods that you want to worship, the local deities.
It's not bad. So yeah, let me give you guys my final thoughts here. Okay, so don't get me wrong. I want to see Total War Pharaoh succeed. I really, really do. I feel like that this game could definitely succeed. The problem is that there's still more things that they can add to this game to make it perfect, to make it better. Now, this is the piece. I think this is what this. I'm gonna call this the piecemeal release of Total War. Because CA is trying to do this yearly release of Total War, and this one, they got probably a big, CA probably wanted CA Sophia to kind of see how good Total War Troy would be to the populace. They're like, okay, we're gonna greenlight Pharaoh, and so Pharaoh, they got a bit more budget to do what they want to do. Now, I feel like that they're almost there to hitting them, but they're like 50% there. They just gotta do things more to innovate Total War. Like I said, dynamic weather. That's cool that they're adding it, but be more dynamic than just we're gonna put muddy floors or something like that. Make it interesting. I like the whole mechanic where you'll start getting negative effects whenever you're the collapse is happening, stuff like that. There's more cultures in the game. Now you could say, well, it's historical. You can't have, variety. I mean, you definitely can. If you're gonna have the Hittites, to make it to where the Hittites they can hit harder, with their units or whatnot, and where the Khanans they have better archery or archers or maybe siege stuff like that. And then, like I said, I'm not for sure. I'm not fully delved into like the whole Bronze Age, but you can have in naval battles and stuff. Put effort into that again. Like this is what we're missing in Total War Pharaoh. You can add this stuff in. Like hell, I'm just playing through Rome 2 for the first time. Now, if you don't know, I had when the game came out, the game ran like ass, and I couldn't run the game. But I could play multiplayer for like 200 FPS. I can only play campaign for like 20. So I never really dive into the campaign until 10 years later, But Rome 2 naval battles to me, I was like, oh my god, this is crazy. This is amazing. Just figuring that out for the first time too. So yeah, there's still lots of things that they can do. I just want to see them improve this game. I want to like the game. I mean, am I going to pick it up? I mean, as a Total War fan, yes, I will definitely pick it up. I just want to see them do more and better. But let me know what your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. Like, I really do want to know, what do y'all think about Total War Pharaoh? Are y'all going to pick it up? Are you guys going to enjoy it? Are y'all going to like? Just let me know in the comment section. Thank y'all for watching. Peace out, much love, everybody. Have a good one, y'all. If you guys enjoyed this video,